Y'all, it's the season to be thankful. And sometimes you have to dig deep, and I mean deep, to find things to be thankful for. But this year, I'm thankful for Honey Love bras because there's nothing worse than suffering through a Thanksgiving dinner with an uncomfortable bra, or really just in your everyday life. Sometimes I watch our reality shows and I want to send some of our gals a Honey Love bra. You know, I'm looking at you directly, Zaria. But y'all know Honey Love's bras feature that supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. Plus, they're super soft. I mean, you don't want to take it off. It's a around the house bra. It's a sleeping bra. They're just so comfortable. You guys, my mom is 83 and she just recently told me she ordered a Honey Love bra, and I can't wait to hear how much she loves it. She's going to love it. And she used my code, of course. Don't forget about their shapewear. It's holiday party season, you guys. We all have an outfit we need to fit into, look great, whether it's like pants or a dress. Their shapewear uses targeted compression technology, so you no longer feel like you're suffocating or that your life is being squeezed out of you. For me personally, I like their V-neck bra, and I also love the Super Power Short for smoothing out those love handles, under that dress. And so it doesn't roll down when you sit down. Also, that is the worst. You're at a party, you sit down, the thing rolls down, you got to get up, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to fix it, and then you got to readjust your boobs and everything. When you're wearing Honey Love, you don't have any of these problems, okay? Give the gift of comfort this holiday season, whether you're attending a wedding, hosting a big Thanksgiving dinner, or going to a holiday party, or simply seeking that everyday boost of confidence. Honey Love can be your perfect +1. So get yourself or someone you love the gift of comfort. Plus, for November only, listen to this. Honey Love is giving up to 50% off site-wide. Visit honeylove.com/pink shade and shop their sale. And when you go to checkout, it'll say, "Where did you hear about us?" And please say, "Pink Shade sent me." Thanks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. That means we're going to talk about life after lockup. I got my girl Keisha here, who just a minute ago called me a hoe.
And I told her, she goes, "That's not a nice way to greet me." I said, "It's like a term of endearment, because when I called you a hoe, I called you like it's spelled like the HEAUX hoe, which is a term of endearment. I didn't call you HO hoe."
Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, even back in the day, I wasn't really a hoe. So
I didn't have no hoe days either.
Yeah. I mean, a little, not much.
Not enough to call it a hoe face.
No, not a face.
No. And every now and then I'm like, man,
you missed it.
I missed that a little bit. Not too goddamn old and married. Oh well.
You should have been on your own. You should have been on your own Keisha plan, like those guys that get out of prison. Yeah,
I know. I have to say one thing.
Okay,
so
say it.
I just wanted to thank all the Bunkies and all the Libra Lounge listeners. You guys have been awesome. As you all probably know, Sushi passed away last week. Week before last, and I can talk about it today. Last week, when me and Mary Payne talked about it before the show, it wasn't good. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to talk about it.
And I was like, I won't mention it, until you're ready. Yeah,
I wasn't ready last week, but I haven't cried in 2 days.
Okay,
I've gotten misty-eyed.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to thank you guys for taking time out to send me messages, comments. You guys are great. Like, sometimes it's odd that these people know so much about our lives, and when we record, I never think about people are like literally listening to our words. I just record and go on, But
somebody sent a note today somebody sent a note today about something. I go, wait, did I say that?
I know. Yeah. And I didn't realize how much I talked about the dog over the years, because people are like, well, remember when you said this, or when he did that, or da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I cried going through all the Instagram ones. I still got to do the Facebook ones, but thank y'all so much. It's been rough, but it's glad to know people sincerely really care.
Of course. And when it comes to our little fur babies, as it is, people know it's rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know that pain, but I will one day.
Yeah, I didn't know that pain either until him, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks. This is like,
I know.
Yeah. So, RIP Big Sush. miss you already being right here. So I was like, I'm gonna miss him snoring while you're
Snoring.
recording.
Like, is that dog snoring?
That's how you would say. You were like, I can hear that dog snoring. Like, oops, my
So
bad.
she's like, I don't give a shit. Oh, you guys.
Yeah. So thank
Well,
you.
if you're watching on YouTube, I'm still in my basement, and probably, I don't know, 2-3 more weeks of this setup. But yeah, Dave said, you could just move back up to your office. I said, my office is filled with crap that came out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could make the little tiny space behind me presentable, but why?
I mean, it gives you an opportunity just for us to say something and you reach over. There's more stuff for you to reach over and grab. Like, I've got this. I've got that.
Oh, any kind of hair flattener, straightener, curler.
Yeah.
I would have all that at arm's reach. You couldn't name any kind of like medical products and it would be really close. But no, I'm really, I'm looking forward to it. Now we are back in our room, sleeping back in our room. So
that is great.
That's great.
I hope that Dave has been putting it down to make up for the time y'all were in separate beds.
No, none of that's happening. No.
She's lying, y'all. She just doesn't want to talk about it on air.
It is our anniversary.
Lying.
It is our anniversary.
Today?
Yes, Monday, November 18th is our anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary. And for you guys who have never seen Dave's thighs, Dave has like really good thighs. I'm like, Dave's thighs may be worth a trip up to Virginia for me. Like, let me see those thighs in real life, Dave. Okay, I see you.
I can't wait to tell him that you have again mentioned his thighs.
One day I'm going to make it up there, but I got to be honest with you. You know who I'm going to be the most ecstatic about meeting. It's not you.
I know.
You know who it is.
I know who it is.
Totally Anna. Like, I'm going to be like, move, Mary Payne.
Oh, I see. I thought you were going to say Ingrid.
That is a fangirl moment. Like,
oh, okay.
That's like, I can't even talk about that right now. Like, I will have to get myself together, all the way together to meet Ingrid. But yeah, I'm going to run right into Anna's arms and hug her heart. She's my favorite Gilbert. Sorry, Mary Payne.
Okay. I mean, here we are about to be in December and Anna still hasn't done her taxes. So I've been working on those for her, which, that's the blind leading the blind, but it's only like 3 lines, but I was like, can you please get your W-2, get your 1099, whatever you got, so we can get those turned in before the end of the year. I was like, you're getting money back. Why won't you do this? Yeah, why won't you do it? And she's just like, I don't know.
Because they're young. Look, how about this? Skylar walks December 14th. I had to text her last week and say, hey, when are you going to order your cap and gown? Yeah. She's all like, oh, well, let me see. It's like the 19th of this month. Had I not said anything to her?
Yeah.
Nothing.
She'd just be in a cute dress. Just like, hey, I meant to be here. I promise.
Mary Payne, she's complaining about the fact she has to be there. Her ceremony starts at 10.
Yeah.
And when I told her, hey, we're going to do your party New Year's Eve, she goes, thank God, so I can come home after the graduation and take a nap. Who does that? What is wrong with them?
Well, she has to wake up early that day, right?
I would be pretty fucking excited to wake up for my college graduation.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment.
Not her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is her degree in?
Behavioral science with the minor in psychology.
Ooh.
Yeah. So next fall, she's going to go back to get her master's. Okay.
And is that, is she going to be like a social worker? Is she going to try to be a therapist?
Therapist. I told her you will never make enough money as a social worker. Your mother knows about that.
So. Yes, I was about to say yes. Okay.
Therapist. And as cuckoo as she is, like I go to her for advice. Like if I want raw, true, I can't figure something out.
Yeah.
She's great.
All right. Yeah. Well, you guys, in a couple of years, if you're in the Houston area, Keisha's daughter will make a wonderful therapist, and she won't tell Keisha all your secrets because it's HIPAA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. You're so right.
Well, let's talk about these dummies. Keisha's logged in as Hips Don't Lie because hips were hip in this episode.
Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Every time Joey walks.
It's Listen. We are body shaming him. I was about to say we're not body shaming, but we are body shaming him. But we only body shame him because he's not a good dude. I don't think.
I don't even feel like we're body shaming him. They are noticeable.
This episode was real because it took me a while to kind of catch on to what you'd been saying all along. But this episode, they were real noticeable.
They were large and in charge. I don't know. It was the way he was dressed was kind of
not flattering to his figure. Yeah.
No, he looked like he got his outfit from like Shein Men. That mushroom kind of thing,
Yeah,
not knocking Shein because I just made an order. I'm watching. It just got shipped, so I'm not knocking Shein, but that looked like it came from Shein. Like that, it just didn't fit his personality. What he had on, mushrooms on the shirt. Never mind. He looks like it. Look, he partakes in shrooms.
Yeah, that would be the least of his issues.
I think so too.
So this is season 5E episode 47. So I guess when we start over in December, we are going to be at season 6 because it'll be a whole new set of people.
Yes.
So we'll go in. So then we'll have 6 A, B, C, D, E for that. So this is season 5E or just 5, whatever, episode 47, The Sex Whisperer. Now, people wrote me so many notes about this episode. Like Mary Payne's going to be dating. She's not going to be able to. And I was really ready for some really nasty sex talk, but it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad at all.
Look, y'all, she's not that virginal.
No, I'm not.
No, she could take some stuff.
Okay. So Justine and Michael, we're going to start with them. So, a lot of people also on the Love After Lockup threads were talking about the dark circles around Justine's eyes. I was like, are y'all new? She's always looked like that.
Yeah.
She's always had that's just genetically how her face is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But maybe she just looked more tired this episode because, she is, I guess, 8 months pregnant now. Yeah.
Yeah. You are tired at 8 months.
Yeah.
And then you have 19 other kids in the house with you. That's like, a lot.
And a mother-in-law. So we open with Michael's mom, Maria, is finding out about the baby. And she's like, yeah, I'm due in 10 weeks. And it's going to be the same exact birthday as Maddie. They're going to be exactly 1 year apart. That's wild.
That was my mom and her sister. They're exactly 1 year and a day apart.
Really?
Yeah.
My sisters are exactly 2 years and 2 days apart. May 3rd.
So all of those are Irish twins.
Yeah. No, 2 years apart is not Irish twins. I think it's
not.
I think it's 12 to 18 months is Irish twins. Yeah.
Okay. My brothers are Irish twins. They're 18 months apart.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess my nephew and niece are. Okay. Whatever. I had to put my glasses on because I have my contacts in because I'm going to the movie. So I had to put my glasses on. So if you guys are getting to see me in my glasses. So
she looks cute.
And so, okay. So the talking head, Maria says, I'm sad that they kept this a secret from me, but God doesn't make mistakes because I really felt God was telling me I needed to move there with them. And then my house burned down and it turns out they're having a baby. So God put me here because they need the help. So she says, do you know if it's a boy or a girl? And they say, it's a boy. And then the first thing Maria says, which I give her credit for, is, does Sherry know? Justine's mom.
Yes.
And I think that's very respectful to her to be like, I don't want to know if she doesn't know.
Yeah, because that could cause like issues. Like, why did you tell his mom?
Right.
Like you hid it and then you told, she's absolutely 100% correct.
So, over and over, Maria is like, I just can't believe how big your belly is. I mean, she keeps saying it. I was like, damn, okay, we got it.
Well, that's shocking. First she's like finding out that she's pregnant and then like she's got this huge beach ball belly going on right there. I think it's a lot. She's trying to process it all.
Yeah, because she's
very
like,
quickly.
You're not just like slightly pregnant. Like you're super pregnant. And so mom's walking around looking at the house and she's like, they need a lot of help here. They need a lot of help.
They do.
So she tells Justine, she goes, I'm going to help you with the laundry. And Justine's kind of like, and she goes, look, I know that I'm not going to do anything the way you don't want me to. I'm not trying to interfere, but let me just like work on that pile of laundry.
There were several piles of laundry. Like the house it's
a lot of people.
It's a mess. But then like, how do you keep it clean with that many people in the house? And the majority of them are kids.
Yeah, I mean, is Justine trying to do all that herself? That's a lot.
Yeah, because I don't think Mike he's too busy punching holes in the walls and making more of a mess than trying to help clean up. So,
He's busy being a
yeah.
manager at the trucking company or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justine goes, I'm a little worried about you being here in that, like, if I'm trying to parent Melody and Michael Jr., I don't want them like looking to you like, oh, well, grandma
Mm-hmm.
said. And, like I'm going to take what grandma said over Justine. And Maria goes,
Right.
I'll never do that. I'll never contradict you in front of the kids.
Right.
I understand that you're the parent here. And she says, look, we've known each other since before you were family. And I
Mm-hmm.
need to know whose idea was it to keep this pregnancy a secret?
Yeah. I would be asking the same thing too.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention, I felt so bad. One of the listeners was like, well, I'm keeping the pregnancy a secret. My mom did the same thing with both my brothers. She did not tell anyone at all until she had the babies and was like, hey, here's the baby. Like, only the people in the house knew she was pregnant. She didn't tell my grandmother. She didn't tell her sisters. She didn't
So
tell
they
anybody.
do the relatives not live close by where they could drop by and see?
Yeah, I mean, she saw some of them, but like towards like
Yeah.
no.
She was
Yeah,
just
my mom was
hiding.
heavier back then. Yeah, she's like, I don't feel like going through this with them. I don't want to hear their opinions. I don't want to do this. So she had both of my brothers without the family knowing.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. Just
Well,
popped up with a baby.
it's just like Paris Hilton. Here's my baby.
Surprise. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Justine says it was both of our ideas really, but I got to tell you, because of all that stuff last year with the paternity test thing, that gave me like a
Yeah.
bad feeling. And mom says, look, I understand. I'm not going to do that anymore. And no, like I never did it, with Maddie or anything. And she says, listen, we're family now. And if somebody messes with you, they're messing with me. Like we're family.
I
And
believe
then,
that.
and I believe that too. And Maria
Mm-hmm.
says, now I'm really worried about Sherry being mad that Justine hasn't told her. Like now I need to get her to
Yeah.
tell her mom, which I
Yeah.
think is like a good, it's like an older lady kind of being like, come on, girl, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Trying to
Your
give her
mom needs
advice.
to know.
Your mom needs
It's
to know.
different. It was different when they both didn't know, but
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to Bianca and Daniel.
Why can't we just skip them, Mary Payne? Skip them every week.
I looked on TikTok, somebody posted about her, and it's like BIANCCCXXX. Bianca, I don't know. She did
Did
get
I
a
send
hair.
you the haircut? Oh yeah, I was
She
like,
did
did
get
I
a
send you the
haircut.
haircut picture? And she looks better.
1,000% better.
She looks cleaner. She
Yes.
looks a whole bunch of things. Like
Yes.
she needed that. Yeah.
Yes. That haircut. And then I think she's got like a makeup filter on and it's doing her right. Yeah. She looks, you guys, check her out on TikTok. She
Yeah.
looks a lot better. So I guess she's not off social media like she said she was going to be.
You know that whenever they say they're getting off social media, that means they'll be back 2 days later because
Yeah,
they
they can't,
can't
they
help
can't
not
take it.
being on social media. Yeah.
They can't take it. So it's 1 month out of prison because I think last week we were like, how long has it been? It's been 1 month out of prison. So Daniel's telling her that his buddy Connor, who goes by Gator wants to go on a double date with him and his fiance. Now here he says Celeste, but after this they say Celeste.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what kind of a pronunciation. I've never heard Celeste in my life.
Producer James said the exact same thing. And I had a lot of students that had the name Celeste or Celeste. So I'm like,
Celeste, but it's all spelled the same way.
no, some of the Celeste had a Y at the end, but then
Okay.
there was also Celeste. So I was like, I've heard that a million times. She's like,
I've never heard. I've only heard Celeste,
Yeah, that's what he said. Exact same words. Were y'all talking on the phone?
No.
Are you sure? Because y'all said the same goddamn thing, almost word for word.
Never heard it.
I'm watching y'all. And I'm over here talking about your husband's thighs. I think you need to watch me.
So they're both like, yeah, Bianca, you don't have any friends, so that'll be good for you to meet somebody because nobody likes you. Both of them are like, she's like, I don't have any friends. He's like, yeah, girl, you don't got no friends.
Yeah, you don't have a good personality.
So then she goes, but I meant to tell you that like my friend Haley is going to come and stay with us. He goes, oh, okay, when? She goes, tomorrow.
That is so rude.
He goes, what? Okay. We goes, I don't know what to think about her because like she always had questions about me. And she's like, it'll be fine. She's good people. So they're sitting in a talking head together. And she says, we need to like improve our sex life. Like we kiss for 2 seconds and then he wants to put it in and like, you're rough on me. And he goes, well, in prison, like we talked about sex, we talked about handcuffs
Uh-huh.
stuff. And she goes, yeah, but like you're rough and you like twist my body around in a weird way. And she goes, I don't mind like handcuffs and spanking and stuff, but like you are hurting me. And he goes, okay, I spank you. Now come on now. I'd give me that. I spank you. I was like, what's
Yes.
happening? What's
I
happening?
don't, this is like weird hearing like such a young couple talking about their horrible sex life. That is like reserved for like people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's for us to tell our partners like something's gone wrong. It's not the same that it used to be. Like you need help. But a 23-year-old, a 31-year-old,
it's
come
crazy.
on.
It's
Yes,
crazy.
it really is.
And he knows nothing. And that's when he says, and then she goes, you know, we did the foreplay and you poked me. I think she said you poked me in the labia. I think is what she said. I was trying to read her lips. And she goes, I don't feel anything because you're just, and he goes, I do this.
Daniel, maybe you just need to look at it a little bit. Like, just look
a
at
lesson.
it.
He needs a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, did he not take like sex ed or anatomy or anything like that in high school? Like,
it is so funny. And then he says, it's like spaghetti down there. It's like a maze. I was dying. And then somebody said it's like spaghetti down there because she doesn't maintain her area.
Look, the girl is struggling with the hair on her head. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like down there. Okay. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Let's get the hair on the head right and then worry about that down. But even if there's hair down there,
it's still not a maze.
It's still not a maze. Like it's kind of simple.
Yeah.
You're really looking at it.
We had a Welcome to Plathville episode where like a sex ed coach came over and talked to Olivia and some of her friends and brought over like anatomical. Thank you. Woo. Anatomical vagina so that the guys could see what was what. So this is what they need. So this is what I think they're going to do. And she says, we're going to see this sex coach. And he's like, okay, as if they hadn't planned it. He goes, let's get in the car. Right. Like she told him 4 minutes ago. They've already got the camera set up at the whatever. Right. Don't try to fake us out. So they go to meet with Kimber. She's a somatic intimacy coach. Okay. So I looked that up and it just means an intimacy coach. So I don't know what the somatic means, guys. I'm stupid. I looked it up.
You gotta give it the fancy name.
I looked it up to see if that meant something else, but it doesn't. And she goes, so they're talking to Kimber and they say, if we had more intimacy, we wouldn't get mad at each other for stupid things. And if we could connect better. And she goes, okay, I want you to sit facing each other. So he sits like crisscross applesauce and she sits on top of him with her legs around him. And now this is where I think like, oh my God, now we're going to get like, no, they're just talking this way. Which was interesting. And so they're to ask each other questions. And when the other one answers it, they're just to say thank you and not to get details or bounce back and forth.
Right.
So what do you desire? What are you afraid of? And she says she's afraid of him leaving her and she's afraid that her drinking will ruin their relationship.
Well, bitch, you're the only one who can fix that. Like, it's really simple.
It was interesting that she actually acknowledged it, though.
She knows.
Because every other time she's just like, well, I'm fine. I'm young. I want to drink. Like, she has never acknowledged that it could be a problem.
But she doesn't care.
She doesn't care, but she is worried about it, according to her.
Yeah. I mean, I think she saw that one episode, you know, how upset he got when they got caught drinking, her and Robert.
Yeah. You
know, she saw how it was his parents were upset. He was upset. I'm sure they had conversations about it. Like, you know, it's there. Fix it.
Yeah. Right. And so then she says that. And then he says he's afraid. I'm afraid that you'll never see the potential in yourself that I see in you.
I like him, but I don't know what he has seen potential-wise in her, except for whining. That's all she does.
I mean, that was a really nice thing to say.
It was.
But I didn't know what it
was. But where?
What is it?
What?
Because we don't know.
Does she draw? Oh, you know what? He said she was a good writer.
Okay. So then it's, what do you love about me? And she goes, I mean, his abs. I mean, what I mean, I guess I mean, his strength. And he says he loves how passionate she was in her writing when she wrote to him while he was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, and I love that you brought me here. He's being very sweet.
And she's not at per usual. I mean, she's talking about abs and dick. That's, I mean, but they are at the sex coach's office. So
Right.
it's intimacy is so much more than just the physical act. And I think that that's what the coach is trying to teach them. And Bianca's she's missing it. She's missing it completely.
So, and then they have a whole thing about, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? Is she a fiance? And she's like, he goes, you don't have a ring. And she goes, I know, it's confusing because I don't have a ring. And so he keeps saying this, like, you don't have a ring, you don't have a ring, knowing that he's got a ring.
Yeah.
You know? So now, they're heading out to this dinner with Gator and Celeste. And he says, you know, there's going to be alcohol there. Are you going to drink? And she goes, yeah, of course. How am I going to connect with her? We can only connect over drinking.
She's already called the bar and placed her order. So she doesn't have to waste any time once they get there. They're just going to sit it at her table.
But she's always the driver. So how does that work?
Because he doesn't have a driver's license.
But she's not supposed to be drinking and driving.
Absolutely. I think I would rather have the person without the driver's license drive me rather than, you know, the drunk person over here.
Yeah. So I don't understand how. Are they just like, she just had one drink, or is the production making her blow into one of those things? I don't know. So anyway, Gator makes a joke when they're all sitting together. Gator makes a joke and was like, so, like, what's going on with you guys? You out here cheating on her? And he goes,
so
no.
random.
He goes, not yet. And he goes, just kidding, just kidding. And Celeste goes, that's a weird question.
It was very random. It was funny, but it was kind of like he is trying to get Daniel killed, and he doesn't even realize it.
And then we go right to a talking head of Bianca, who goes, not a fan of Gator.
It could have been a funny moment, but not with Bianca. She doesn't have a sense of humor. So
the guys go to do darts, and Bianca and Celeste go to talk and get a drink. And I guess that was the plan, was that she would have somebody to have a drink with. Right. And Celeste was with Gator before he went in. We don't know how long he was in. It sounds like he was in a lot less than Daniel, because he says, like, you did a long time in there. And Bianca goes, yeah, I mean, like, he did ask me to marry him in prison, and now he's saying, like, I'm his girlfriend. So that's weird. And there's no ring. Like, your ring is so pretty. And she's so focused on this being engaged that he should just do it and then say, but we're not getting married for 2 years, and buy himself some time.
Here's the thing. She's so focused on being engaged where I question if they even like each other or not.
Right. So it's two very opposite things. Yeah.
It's just to say, like, I'm engaged. I think that's the most important. That's what she wants more than anything.
Just to say it, because, like, I did. Yeah. It was for something. Yep. All this time I spent with this guy, which is, I believe, only been like 6 months. It hasn't been like 4 years. I think it's only been like 6 months.
I thought it was like a year to 6 months. Something. It's very short period.
It's very short.
And plus, it was prison time.
Right. Right. She'd only seen him once in person before she picked him up.
Good Lord.
So, Daniel, where they're doing the darts, Daniel asked Gator, how long did you wait to propose? And he goes, oh, I proposed to her on our 2-year anniversary of being together. He's like, oh, wow. Okay. And he goes, you know, I did ask her to marry me while I was in prison. And, you know, and Gator's like, what is wrong with you? He goes, I know, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. But so now it's like, are we engaged or are we not? He goes, well, you asked her to marry you, so you are engaged.
You're technically engaged, but it was prison talk.
It was prison talk. And he says, and he was wooed by those letters. And he says, you know, going directly from prison, living with a bunch of men, to living with her has been hard. And, you know, we've got some conflicts and stuff, and we're not mentally, emotionally, financially in a place to get married. And Gator's like, well, you're thinking the right way. Like, you know, Gator's like, good for you. You're thinking about the right way. And then in the talking head, Gator goes, yeah, this is not going to work. They don't know each other very well. And the
Nope.
age gap is a huge factor.
It is.
Which they never
and we always forget, the age gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a big one. You know what I mean? Like, he has a whole child that he doesn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And
I forgot
he doesn't
about
know
that.
that kid. Yeah.
I totally forgot that he had that kid he doesn't know.
Yeah. And he's lived a life, on drugs. I don't even think he realizes like how to be just sober in the real world. Like, he
Right.
knows nothing of the real world just by himself. And now he's with a 23-year-old. And Lord knows we know about living with a girl in their early 20s.
Oh God.
It's some rough days.
Last night I had two of them on my porch. I was like, oh my God, shut up.
You had a what?
I had two of them on my porch.
Oh God. Yeah. Like,
I was like, oh God, go to bed. Go to bed.
And you hear the word like so much. Like.
I could even believe it. Like, I mean, then like I was like, and then he said no. And I was like, I cannot believe like you said that. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I like just want to go to bed. Like, so, all right. So they all meet back up at the table. And Bianca's like, so we're just talking. Like, look at Celeste. The ring. Okay. Just a subtle hint.
Yeah.
And
Gator
goes, you two need to figure out how to live together before you commit to the rest of your life. And Daniel goes, yeah, that's valid. That's valid. She goes, well, I don't agree with that. Daniel goes, well, I do. It's like, oh, shit.
Here we go. Yep.
And the talking head, Bianca goes, I mean, who the fuck is Gator to say that? He doesn't know what I've done and what I've given up to come here and uproot my whole life. Like, shut up, Gator. She's so mad.
She's pissed. And here's the thing. Gator is saying all the shit that we're thinking at home. Like,
yeah, he's very blunt.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So then they have a nice moment, and Gator asks Daniel, will you be in my wedding? And Daniel's like, oh my God, man, I'd be so honored. That's great. And then she just gets all pissed. She's like, I just don't want to be here. Because it's not about her.
Mad. She's jealous too.
Yeah, and she's jealous that they're talking about their wedding.
Yep.
And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Okay. I'm just going to. So she gets up and walks off. And then she's just like, I don't want to film. I don't want to film. And so the guys are like, Celeste, go get her. And she's like, okay. It's just matter.
I don't fucking know this girl, but okay. Like, all right, do I get some cheese fries out of this if I go talk to her? Like, jeez.
So she goes after her, and Gator says to Danielle, you need to run, dude.
Yes, he does. He does. And now that I'm thinking about it, there was a picture of them at a wedding. And I'm wondering, was it their wedding that they were at?
I've seen that. And she has like a couple of videos with her and two other girls in bridesmaids dresses. I've seen
a bridesmaid.
I've seen a picture of her and two other girls in bridesmaids dresses.
So I'm wondering what Celeste.
It's like a long burgundy dress.
Yeah.
It's a bridesmaid's dress.
Yeah. Okay. Well, better to be a bridesmaid than nothing.
Well, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Never a bride. Yep.
Y'all, it's the season to be thankful. And sometimes you have to dig deep, and I mean deep, to find things to be thankful for. But this year I'm thankful for Honey Love bras, because there's nothing worse than suffering through a Thanksgiving dinner with an uncomfortable bra, or really just in your everyday life. Sometimes I'll watch our reality shows and I want to send some of our gals a Honey Love bra. I'm looking at you directly, Zaria. But y'all know Honey Love's bras feature that supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. Plus, they're super soft. I mean, you don't want to take it off. It's a around the house bra. It's a sleeping bra. They're just so comfortable. You guys, my mom is 83 and she just recently told me she ordered a Honey Love bra, and I can't wait to hear how much she loves it. She's going to love it. And she used my code, of course. Don't forget about their shapewear. It's holiday party season, you guys. We all have an outfit we need to fit into, look great, whether it's like pants or a dress. Their shapewear uses targeted compression technology, so you no longer feel like you're suffocating or that your life is being squeezed out of you. For me personally, I like their V-neck bra, and I also love the Super Power Short for smoothing out those love handles, under that dress. And so it doesn't roll down when you sit down. Also, that is the worst. You're at a party, you sit down, the thing rolls down, you got to get up, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to fix it, and then you got to readjust your boobs and everything. When you're wearing Honey Love, you don't have any of these problems, okay? Give the gift of comfort this holiday season, whether you're attending a wedding, hosting a big Thanksgiving dinner, or going to a holiday party, or simply seeking that everyday boost of confidence, Honey Love can be your perfect plus one. So get yourself or someone you love the gift of comfort. Plus, for November only, listen to this. Honey Love is giving up to 50% off site wide. Visit honeylove.com/pink shade and shop their sale. And when you go to checkout, it'll say, "Where did you hear about us?" And please say, "Pink Shade sent me." Thanks. Y'all, it's that time of year, the time that we need to start reflecting on things we're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my job, my friends, and my health. And another thing I'm grateful for, the fact that I've learned how to help my skin stay healthy and resilient as I get older. And that's because of today's sponsor, OneSkin. Their scientifically proven skincare routine has made a noticeable difference in how my skin looks and feels. Their OS1 peptide works at the cellular level to switch off the dysfunctional cells that cause your skin to age faster than it needs to. And y'all know I'm going to go down fighting on this aging process. I've talked about it a lot. And to celebrate the holidays, OneSkin has introduced their limited edition holiday bundle. This features travel sizes of the OS1 face, OS1 eye, and the OS1 body. All of these I've used, guys. They're all amazing products. And it comes in this chic, in the words of Dorit, this chic leatherette bag. It's the perfect gift, but you may actually just want to get one for yourself. Taking advantage of this exclusive bundle is short-lived. You got to do it while it lasts. And as a listener, you're going to get 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in your skin's long-term health this holiday season because healthy skin is a gift. So you guys, I've been using OneSkin topical face and on my eyes for a couple of months now. I use it when my face is clean and right before I put on other products because it doesn't matter what other products you use. You just put this on first and then do your whole skincare routine that you like after that. And the R&D team at OneSkin did a lot of research and like smart lady science things to create this next level of skincare. Their scientists found that the OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of these senescent cells by 50%. You guys see, it's all very smart and scientific. And I don't know. All I know is it works for me and my skin has really seen improvement. OneSkin is the world's first longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with the code PINKSHADE. And after you purchase, they'll say, "Hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them we sent you." We only have one body, one skin, and only one you, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Okay, let's move on to Zaria and Troy. Okay, 1 month out of prison. Crazy Karen calls and says, "Hey, baby Troy wants to come to Syracuse. I'm going to bring her on the train." And he goes, "Wait, you can't just say that like right now. I'm about to go to the Science Museum. What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, you better come and get her because she's coming." Okay. They act like this is like a crosstown bus. This is a 3-hour. I looked it up. It is a 3-hour train ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Karen's acting like she's just putting this kid on a train by herself. She's like, "You better come get her."
So here's the thing. Like, people can say what they want to about Yana, but it's clear to me by how this little girl is towards her dad, even from the first time her meeting him, that Yana has said lots of good things about Troy.
Yeah.
To this child. I mean, the fact that she wants to go even see him, you know, her mom has built this guy up. And I don't even know if Troy realizes that or not, you know, so she may be a bitch. I mean, we haven't seen her be a bitch, but I think she's doing right by baby Troy at home.
Yeah. And also she's happy for a break for being a mom, you know.
Child, ain't nothing like a little break.
Yeah, it's a break.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-hour train ride. So, I mean, if they're literally about to go to the Science Museum, they've got 3 hours before they have to, whatever. So it's, you know, editing. So they go to the train station and Karen and baby Troy get in the car with Azael and they're so excited to meet each other. Azael and Troy, they're like, "I've always wanted a sister. I've always wanted a brother." And they're hugging and it's so cute.
Yes, it was cute.
It's really cute. And I guess because Azael is so big, we forget he's only like 11 or 12.
He's 11. Yeah.
Yes. So they're going in the museum and Azael is telling them all the scoop on all the dinosaurs, which is pretty cool.
Every single one. Yes.
Yeah. He knew everything about every dinosaur. And the kids are happy to be together. They're having fun. A science museum is fun. It is fun.
I mean, we just spent the day at the museum yesterday.
The Science
And
Museum.
we went to the dinosaurs and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great time, just me and James. Yeah.
So Karen tells Troy, like, you got to figure out a way to work out this visitation, like with Yana and like with Zaria. Like, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't have to like get on this train all the time.
She don't want to be the middle person. I don't blame her.
Yeah. She's
They
like,
got to work it out.
She's like, why do I always have to be riding the train? And he goes, yeah, I hope that we're going to come to a mutual understanding. I hope it's going to work out. And the talking head, Troy says, Zaria and Yana don't get along right now. But we really need to work on it. And then we see some clips of that.
Mary Payne.
Yes.
How did Karen pronounce Azael? Is it Azael?
It's Azael, but she said Aziel, I think. And then she goes, I don't know how y'all got all those names. Karen's like, my name is Karen. It's easy.
I don't. That is not an easy name to pronounce. Then you tack on Zaria, Zaya, Zuccarelli, Zubumafu, all her siblings.
Zubumafu.
It's a lot. Like,
that was funny because she goes, Azael, I'm so happy. He goes, Mom, it's Azael. She goes, I don't know. I can't figure out all these names that y'all got. I don't know. My name is Karen. It's simple.
Right?
Oh. So now we're back we're done with the Science Museum, and Zaria and Troy are in the apartment, and they're talking about Community Day that is for Project Heal. And he is telling her, I really want to see if Troy can come too, baby Troy, because it'd be great for her to see what I'm doing. It'll be great for Yana to see that I'm actually doing things here, that I can be trusted, And Zaria goes, this is our first event. Why would you even want to bring the possibility of drama? Like, let's just have our event without this drama. And me and Yana don't have a good relationship. We need time to work on it. And not only is it Community Day, it's their anniversary. Mm-hmm. They've been married for 3 years, but this is the first time they were ever celebrating like out in the free world. So I got to go with Zaria on this. Like, why are you trying to bring this?
Yeah, and then the thing about it is that if they're doing the Community Day, it's not like he's going to be able to even spend that much time with baby Troy because he's going to be busy.
He's community outreach is his job.
Yeah, so he needs to be talking and hobnobbing. Is that the word?
Yeah,
hobnobbing. Sure. All of that good stuff. He's not going to even have time to pay attention to baby Troy. But I get it. He wants everyone to see that I am trying to do something with your life. But we all know you don't even know if you're going to be in the building for another month because y'all are broke.
That's right. They need to move that office to their dining table. That needs to be the new office.
And so I just saw something today that Zaria is like a special education teacher or aide.
Okay. Well, good. She got a real job. Good.
She needed to. Yeah.
Money just comes to her.
Oh, it just falls from the sky to her.
But it needs to come to you in the form of a job.
Yes, it does.
So she says, Yana needs to see the baby Troy will be safe when she comes to us. And, she goes, okay, look, I'll compromise with you. And I'll say, okay, but you got to do something nice for our anniversary compromise for me. And I couldn't believe that she got over this fast.
That was shocking. Like, that is one of the most shocking moments in Lalu history right there. This bitch doesn't completely lose her mind. I was expecting her to.
Yeah, she was like, I need a gift. I need something.
It wasn't a full moon, because if it had been a full moon, she would have acted a goddamn fool. She would have.
Oh, so Troy calls Yana and asks if she'll come with baby Troy or send Karen with Troy for Community Day. I guess Karen's already gone back home. No timeline is.
We have no time. Yeah.
No. And he goes, look, if you could come with her and she could see what I'm doing here, you don't have to deal with Zaria. You just deal with me. And she says, okay. Yeah. But we know that Karen comes, so I don't know if Yana comes or not.
So maybe she which that's fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because Yana doesn't technically need to be there. It's all about Troy. So yeah, she should come with Karen this time. That's Karen's kid, and they need to work it out.
All right, Melissa and Louie. Now, there were quite a lot of shots that I did not enjoy of Melissa's nose this episode.
Oh God, it's just bad.
It's a botched nose job.
It is.
It is. And she
likes it.
And she is a beautiful woman, and she was a beautiful woman with her original nose.
I 100% agree.
And I think she really thought she was getting something completely different than what she got.
Yes.
And I think that we saw her doctor on TV when she got it done. I think that he needs to step in and say, what I'm seeing on TV, I don't like. I'm going to need to fix it.
I agree. He really does. I wouldn't even want, as a plastic surgeon, I wouldn't even want anyone to see her nose.
To think
knowing that I did it.
Yeah.
Like that's bad for business right there. But
yeah. So he tells her, look, I called your dad and I arranged for everybody to come together, and my mom's coming too, so we could celebrate, our engagement. So I was interested that neither one of her sisters were there.
Yeah.
I guess it's maybe just the parents. Just the parents.
Yeah, because when he said everyone, I just assumed like the whole family, but yeah, just the parents.
So they arrive, and Melissa, but I guess he hasn't told them why they're going there. So Melissa is just sort of waving her hand around, waiting for people to notice her ring, the ring is gorgeous.
It's big. Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
And finally, Donna's like, what's that? And notices it. And she goes, well, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Now, Melissa's dad he's not looking great.
He is like dwindling, like,
yeah,
it's bad.
It's bad.
Like he is smaller than he was the last episode that we saw him in. Like, what is going on? Are they just choosing not to share on camera what is wrong with him? Because there's clearly something wrong with him.
There has to be. Because, I mean, she did mention it last episode. Like, I hardly recognize my dad. Well, then that's when we were like, well, how long has it been since you've seen your dad?
Yeah, this is starting to be concerning, unless he's sick and he just hasn't told them that he's sick. But fuck, you can clearly see he's sick.
Or is it just like we've just decided as a family, like we're not gonna, dad doesn't want his business out there or whatever,
Then I would have been like, I'm not gonna be on camera, because that is all we are thinking about when we see him. It's like
something's wrong and we're concerned.
What's going on?
We're concerned. Yeah. So and the talking head, Melissa and Louie were like, nobody seemed to be that excited. Like they were just like, okay, pass the salt. Like no.
it's fucking Donna for one.
Right.
And what's her dad's name? Dawn?
I've got it somewhere, but it can't be Dawn. Is it Dawn?
I don't know, because you remember I said they're siblings because they look alike to me. Like there is something like DNA
Ron and
Donna.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah.
They are siblings. Like you cannot tell me these two people are not related. They look alike.
Well, that would be a twist. So Donna is telling Melissa, she goes, I mean, it's a happy occasion, but you're taking my son away from me. And Louis goes, okay, Mom, tonight is not about you. It's about us. We're celebrating. And in the talking to him, Melissa goes, he's 43 years old. It's about time he moves on. Like she should be happy. But of course, we really do have to look at it from the mother's point of view with everything she's been through with this kid,
A lot. Like she lives in fears. She has been living in fear of something happening to him since he was a teenager.
Right. And he's 43. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably had more years of worry than she has of happiness.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So, Donna and Melissa kind of go off. It looks like it's far off, but then when they show them, they're like
not
4 inches from the table.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? Okay.
So Donna tells Melissa, I had a conversation with my mom and my sister, and they don't understand why I don't like you, but I don't like you. And then we get this dramatic music, and we go to a commercial.
Right.
And then Donna says, I don't like you because you're so much like me.
Okay, Mary Payne, this is where you needed to do the record scratch.
Okay, why?
Because then Melissa's like, I'm nothing like Donna. That is like the worst compliment you could ever. I'd rather her have said, I hate you, and that's just how it's going to be. Don't compare me to you, Donna. Like, she's so offended.
Yeah, and I don't think they're alike, actually.
But, I mean,
they're both like strong women,
strong willed and big,
I
don't know.
And then Donna says, I really hope you love him the way you say you do, which of course we know this is all fake because we've seen on their social media for a couple of years. They've been very fine. And Donna embraces Melissa's daughter and all that. Yeah. So then we just see Ron talking to Louie and he's saying, take good care of my daughter, which is very sweet. Yeah. And then Melissa shows Dad. She's like, look at the ring. And then she goes, it's like one of the wives on Goodfellas.
And he's like, yeah.
Wow. What a
They're really all about being Italian.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Big
current
time.
references only,
Yeah.
this movie, yeah.
Right.
So outside, Donna tells the camera, Donna's had a few Miller Lights now. And
why are those beer bottles so big? Is it that she's small? That beer bottle looked huge to me.
I thought it looked like regular size, but I think she is tiny. She does look
It
tiny.
looked big. I was like, that's like an extra large bottle.
Do you have extra large Miller Lite? I'll take an extra large.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go to a restaurant and you say, I'll have a glass of Chardonnay. They go, do you want the 6 ounce or the 9 ounce? And you're like,
of course.
do I look like an
9 ounce?
amateur? Of course I want the 9 ounce. What are you talking about?
Bring the whole fucking bottle, in fact.
How many people are drinking it? 2? Bring a bottle.
Right.
So, okay. So outside, Donna tells the camera, I worry if he screws up and falls off the wagon, Melissa won't be there for him, but I will always be there for my son. If anybody comes for him, I'm coming for her. Fist flying. No one's going to play with my son's heart. I was like, what are you talking?
Okay, Donna, we all know you're not going to land no punches, but the most you can do is talk shit. And for some people, that's more than enough to scare them off. But stop trying to fight,
Donna. And Louis says to his mom, he goes, Mom, this is a happy moment. And like, you need to learn to let go. And she says, Louis, to this day, every day, I still worry. It's very hard for me to relax, after what they've been through. She's like, I've been with you at your lowest moments. And I'm proud of how you're now a completely different person. You've come such a long way. And she's like, thank you, God, for like getting you through this. And she's crying. And he says he knows he put his mom through hell and he understands her fears. And so there is literally like nothing to this story. I think they're just like
nothing
happy and it's good,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a nothing burger. They're saying shit we've heard them say numerous times before. Like, it's literally just changing location and reading the same script at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
And you toss in a ring and an engagement. That's it.
That's a great point. Y'all, it's that time of year, the time that we need to start reflecting on things we're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my job, my friends, and my health. And another thing I'm grateful for, the fact that I've learned how to help my skin stay healthy and resilient as I get older. And that's because of today's sponsor, OneSkin. Their scientifically proven skincare routine has made a noticeable difference in how my skin looks and feels. Their OS1 peptide works at the cellular level to switch off the dysfunctional cells that cause your skin to age faster than it needs to. And y'all know I'm going to go down fighting on this aging process. I've talked about it a lot. And to celebrate the holidays, OneSkin has introduced their limited edition holiday bundle. This features travel sizes of the OS1 face, OS1 eye, and the OS1 body. All of these I've used, guys. They're all amazing products. And it comes in this chic, in the words of Jareet, this chic leatherette bag. It's the perfect gift, but you may actually just want to get one for yourself. Taking advantage of this exclusive bundle is short-lived. You got to do it while it lasts. And as a listener, you're going to get 15% off using code PINKSHADE when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in your skin's long-term health this holiday season because healthy skin is a gift. So you guys, I've been using OneSkin topical face and on my eyes for a couple of months now. I use it when my face is clean and right before I put on other products because it doesn't matter what other products you use. You just put this on first and then do your whole skincare routine that you like after that. And the R&D team at OneSkin did a lot of research and like smart lady science things to create this next level of skincare. Their scientists found that the OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of these senescent cells by 50%. You guys see, it's all very smart and scientific. And I don't know. All I know is it works for me and my skin has really seen improvement. OneSkin is the world's first longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with the code PINKSHADE. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them we sent you. We only have one body, one skin, and only one you, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Okay. Kim and Joey.
Whew. This was a lot.
Yeah. And I just don't know how much of this I believe or how much of this is put on. But because Kim and Tammy were both crying actual tears, I tend to believe that in this moment when they're filming this, they were concerned about Joey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're looking at a house with their realtor, Judy. They really like it. They say it's perfect. It's basically $215,000, $214,900. It's 4-bedroom, 2-bath on 2 lots. And she says it is $30K more than what she's comfortable spending. But they've said that all the other houses they've looked at have been just disgusting. So obviously they have to bump up their budget, to not get rats in the sink or whatever.
Those other houses are what y'all could afford.
Right.
Yeah. This is what it takes up her whole paycheck.
An entire
mortgage
paycheck. And then she goes, Joey's having a hard time getting a job. I was like, okay, well then there's your answer right there. You don't need to buy a house.
No, you need to continue to lease. Like,
yeah,
that's completely fine.
It's fine if the 5-year-old and the 2-year-old share a room.
Share a room.
It's not like they're 18 and 16 and they really are huge kids that need space. Like, you could do this another year.
Even if they had their own rooms, they're probably going to end up sleeping in the same bed anyway, because that's what kids do.
Kids do. Yeah. Especially if they're used to being in the same room together. Yeah. I just think this is silly. I think that he needs to have a job for a full year and show that he's trustworthy, because I don't know what his track record is of how long he's ever been out before he goes back in. Like, is it 6 months? Is it 2 years? She needs to look at the stats on that.
She is like totally love blind.
Yeah. And by the way, still married to somebody else.
That part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Kimberly makes $1,600 a month, and the mortgage would be $1,500 a month.
That is crazy to me.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, and notice there was no talk about that paternity test this episode. No, they're not trying to fuck up their money.
No paternity test, and also so if she makes $1,600 a month, and they get $2,500 a month in child support, then yes, they can afford this house.
Yeah.
Because they got $2,500 a month to use for all their bills. Now, you also assume that once he gets a job, he can contribute. But
better. Yeah.
We don't know. He needs to go work at that damn rim store is where he needs to work. He's there.
That's the kind of shit that he likes. Yeah. That is. I'm not sure he could probably get a job there.
Yeah. Because he knows the stuff.
Yeah. You just can't be high when you go to work.
No, that's a problem. So, they're going to have a yard sale, and they've got all this stuff. We've seen about this yard sale now, like 3 episodes. I'm glad they're finally doing it.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. People are like, I'm going to have this yard sale. I'm going to make so much money. I'm like, you're going to make $400. I mean, max.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, they're going to need to ask the dad for the money for the down payment. And they argue over who should ask him. It's only $7,000 for a down payment for a house.
Like, I don't know what the calculation is for that.
I don't either.
It seemed kind of low.
Seems like they'd have to put like $50,000 down or something.
I know. I don't. I'm sure there's someone out there who knows all about this and will let us know. But I thought that was really, unless she's got money saved up.
Right. Or unless they're getting some kind of like hardship loan or something.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I was like 7,000 or 70,000.
7,000 is like down payment for a car.
I know.
It's
very odd.
So Joey, so they argue over like who should ask. He's like, I think you should ask because you're like the man of the house, and he's like, I think you should ask because it's your dad. So he wins. Joey wins, and so he talks to dad, and he goes, "Listen, like we found this house, and we love it. And every other house we see has been real gross and everything, but this one just like perfect. But I don't know how we could get the money for it, and I told her to ask you for the loan." And he goes, how much? And he goes, well, like $7,000. And, I've been trying to find a job and everything. And dad goes, look, you need to shape up. I'm leery of you still, but I can do it. I can give the loan, but you're going to need to prove me wrong. You're going to need to prove that you're a good guy.
And he hasn't done that yet.
Nope. And he's like, and also, where's my, motorbike that you stole? Because I'm
that
not
shit is
not getting over
still on his. I mean, Joey literally one Christmas is gonna have to show up at this man's house with another 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
to just
Just to replace it. Just let it go.
Whether he stole it or not, just give that man just to keep the peace. Just like, here you go, big red bow and all that good stuff.
Let's quit talking about it.
Yes.
So the talking head, the dad says, look, I'm going to help Kimberly and Joey with the stipulation that his name is not on the house deed, which was smart.
It's smart. Very smart. I don't blame him, not at all, for doing that.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
He says, I'm only doing it, for my daughter and the grandsons.
Yeah.
So now they're headed to the bank so they can open up a joint account. And she tells the guy, she says, he really doesn't have any credit. Like, this is his first account since being out of prison. And the talking head, she goes, I just can't keep giving him my debit card because we need to really be saving money for this house. And she says, we need to be saving money for the house. And she says, I'll send him out for laundry detergent. And he comes home with $170 worth of stuff we don't need. And that's a man.
But, look.
That's a man.
Why are you getting a joint account with someone who is not putting any money in the account?
It makes no sense. The joint account makes no sense.
And stop giving him your debit card. Give him cash, the amount of cash that you want him to have for the week, and say, this is it for the week.
Yep.
What you do with it, if you blow it, that's it. You're not getting any more. He does not need a debit card. Shit, we saw that when he went into the toy store.
Yeah.
He can't be trusted. And then the rims. No.
It really, honestly, and this is not an ad, this is the truth. He should have one of those green light cards that my kids had when they were little, where you load it.
Yeah.
And then they have to learn to put, 10% into a savings, and they have to watch the money go down throughout the week. That's what he needs. That's how he needs to learn it. He really does.
I agree. Yeah.
So the
because he just sees money and like, oh, there's that amount of money. I can go spend this. You're not thinking about the bills or anything else that need to be paid.
Right. What else needs to be paid with that pot of money? So the talking head, he goes, I always had a job and I always had my own money. And, it's lame that I have to ask her for money all the time. Like, I had a job selling dope. That's a hard job.
And he said, especially when you're doing it illegally.
Is there a way to legally sell dope? Did I miss something?
No, Joe. It's Joey talking. Listening to Joey talk is another example of why he doesn't need to have his own debit card.
So the guy at the bank goes, all right, if you guys can download the app, we can finish doing it, from there. And he goes, no, I left my phone in the car. And she goes, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she goes, go get your phone out of the car. He goes, okay, I'm going to get my phone. And the talking head, she says, the last few days he's been acting weird and hiding his phone. And I'm worried that he's talking to these people from his past.
Or another woman.
So she talks to the bank guy when he goes outside and says, I need to know about, can I put a spending limit on his part of it?
Right.
And I need to have alerts. Again, sorry. And I need to have alerts to know what he's spending. And
an alert, it's too late when you get the alert. He's already spent it.
Yes, the alert is too late. And no, if it's a joint account, you don't get to put restrictions on one person on the account.
You can't do that. It's both. No.
I think the whole point is she wants him to have his own account, and then she's just going to co-sign on it because he's unable to get his own account. I don't know what's happening here. It just seems very disjointed.
It's a whole bunch of shit that doesn't need to happen at all. And then she's got a $2,000 limit that she could do per day. That's a lot for someone who only makes $1,600 a month.
Yeah. It should be $20 a day.
Right.
So
I thought that was weird.
He comes back in, he goes, I can't find my phone. She's like, what?
What the fuck, man?
So they get in the car. He's driving. They get in the car. The phone is on the dashboard.
Yeah.
And she goes, Joey, your phone's right there. And he goes, I know. And she goes, then why'd you say you didn't know where it was? He goes, I didn't know where it was.
But it was right there.
But you just said you knew where it was. Okay, I wouldn't let him drive me anywhere, by the way.
No shit. I was thinking the exact same thing. He's not in the condition to be driving. There's something wrong with him.
So now he goes, I'm going to stop at the rims place, the tire place. I got to look at an amp or a fuse or a woofer or a tweeter. I don't know. And he goes, I just want things, and I should be able to buy things, and I want to buy things. Excuse me, sir. You didn't have a job.
Work.
You don't have a job. No.
You just got a debit card.
Maybe. We don't even know if he did because he didn't have the app on
I
his
know,
phone.
that's right. That's true.
So she goes, you know what? This is ridiculous. And you don't have the money to spend things, blah, blah, blah. And so she said, I'm going to take the car. I'm going to go home. And she's worried. She's like, I'm worried he's up to no good. I don't know. And this is where the hips were hipping. This is when he's got that outfit on and he's walking around and he's walking back.
They were that you've heard that TikTok song, a great googly boogly. What is it? Great googly moogly. That thing is juicy. I mean, them hips was moving and shaking. I mean, it's some bitches looking at Joey's hips and going to a plastic surgeon said, I want hips like this. Like, that is cornbread, bread beans, ham hocks. I mean, that is some country fucking hips that he's got going on right there. Okay?
It is. I can't even deny it. So, so she follows him and is like, what are you doing? Get in the car. Get in the car. So he gets in the car and he goes, I was going to get my buddy Naheem to pick me up. And she's like, what? And talking head, she says, Naheem is a friend from his past. Mm-hmm. So what would they have in common now? Okay. Well,
it's
so
concerning.
All right. So they come back in the house and, Tammy's there. It's like, they were the best boys all day long. They were so good. And Joey gets in the bed, says he doesn't feel good. He gets in the bed and Kimberly tells Tammy, he's just been exhausted the last couple of days. Can't even hold his head up.
Yeah.
And what do you think? What have you heard from him? And she says, well, he doesn't call me as much as he used to. And Kim says, last time he had a meeting with his PO, I went through his watch. Okay.
She does. She has to do too much watching to be in an adult relationship.
She's going through his phone. She's going through his watch. She's tracking him in the car. She's got the air tag. I mean,
that's too much.
That's too much energy. You have 2 children and a full-time job. This is
at this point in my life, I'm like, whatever you're gonna do, just do it. Just leave me the fuck alone, because I'm in my bed watching reality TV. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not watching anyone like that. That's just insane.
Every so often, Dave will say, oh, if you see on the app that like I'm downtown, it's because I had to run by this doctor to pick up these meds or whatever. And I go, when did you think I was looking to see where you were? Because I wasn't.
Yes. James and Skylar had that battle. Say, hey, where are y'all? And they're like, well, you have my tracking. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm going to ask you where you are. I'm not just going to go look to. No.
I do look sometimes to see where John is because he's in college, but he's only ever at 2 places, his dorm or his frat house, and never anywhere else ever. And I can see where he is because of all the food he orders on Grubhub. So
you should know he's eating.
No, I know he's eating. It's a bunch of crap, but he's eating it. So I can't wait to get him home and feed him some real food.
I bet.
So, all right. So the watch, and she says, I went through his watch and there was a text on it from somebody Joey used to know. And it said, don't text this phone because I'm leaving this phone at the house. So he says, don't text this phone. I'm leaving the phone at the house. I'll see you in 15 minutes. That's what the text says. And mom says, mom says, that sounds shady.
It's real fucking shady. And to me, that sounds like a girl text.
Like she can't track where my phone. She can't, I'm leaving this phone so she can't track it. And maybe he doesn't know she can track the Apple Watch.
He doesn't know. And he doesn't know that he's got those things in his car.
AirTags in his car. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, yeah. And so she shows the text. I'm about to leave. I'm not going to take my phone. So don't call or text me so it doesn't buzz. And I'll see you in 15 minutes. He could just turn it off, you dummy. So Kim says, I want to stay in front of this so I can prevent it. But maybe that's not realistic. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. And she says, I hate to even ask you this, but do you think he's doing drugs? And mom says, if he's seeing people from his past, that's not a good sign. And if he is, he's going to lose everything because he's got everything to lose now. And she says, I've cried for him so many times and I just don't want to do it again. Poor mom. Poor Kim.
Yeah. And then she's also like, well, I got my heart-shaped earrings on that match my heart-shaped top. I got places to go. Good luck, Kimberly. Don't send them back my way. Like
she did her makeup. She got her mullet fluffed. She's ready.
She had places to go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in her talking head, Tammy cries and says, I've seen him like this before. And there's so many times that I never thought I'd even see him alive again. And no mama wants to see their child go through that. But Gots to go. See you
Got
later.
shit to do. I got girls I got to meet. We're having mimosas.
I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. I babysat all day long. He's your problem now. I'm
Not
out.
mine. Yep.
So in the talking head, Kim cries and says, I have to be vigilant. I have to be on the lookout for everything, because now I'm not only thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my children. So the next day she goes in, she's like, Joey, you got to get up. We're going to church. You got to get ready. You've been asleep for 12 hours. Ooh. And he's like, oh my God, like my stomach's killing me. I've been like sweating on the bathroom floor. And like, I think I need to go to a doctor.
I think you need to take a pregnancy test.
Oh my God.
Because those hips say he about a good 4.5 months. I'm just saying, let's start there. Before we do the drug test and all that, let's take this in steps. Let's start with the pregnancy test and then just go from there.
Oh my God.
That's just my opinion.
So she calls, she's like, we've got to get you a primary care doctor. We've got to get you a doctor. So she calls on a Sunday. What is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday night church? Is it Sunday?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So she says, we need his Medicaid card. He goes, I don't got that. It's in the car. And she goes, I'll go get it. He goes, you know where it is. You don't know. So he goes, she's like, why doesn't he want me to go through the car? So he goes digging around in his car and goes, I can't find it. And so the person on the phone says, we can schedule an appointment for May. I was like,
well, we don't know what month it is.
But does that mean today's April 30th? So we can do it May 1st? Like, what are we talking about here?
I have no idea.
And I don't understand this, because it's like, if you're really sick, you go to the ER, or you go to like the minute clinic, patient first, urgent care, right?
Yeah.
So Kim goes, I just don't trust him. And I'm questioning everything now. And now he says he's going to an urgent care, but like, he won't let me go. And so he's just like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go to urgent care by myself. And you just leave me alone. And she's like, what are you doing? Let me just go with you. He's like, no, I'm going to go. She can't go with him, by the way. She got 2 kids at home.
She's got 2 kids. Yeah.
So he goes off in the car, and when he gets in the car, he takes the GoPros down.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always like, when he puts them down, I'm trying to look and see what the camera was catching. Yeah. In the talking head, she says, I love him more than I've ever loved anybody in my life. But if I find out, really him?
Okay, girl.
And she says, but if I find out he's on drugs, I will have to walk away from my kids. I will, because my kids come first. And I always said my kids will come first. And then again, a lot of this stuff I always think is fake. They're doing it for more screen time. They're doing it for a story so they can stay on. But she was actually crying, and Tammy was actually crying.
And I think that even if he is on drugs, she's going to stay with him.
Yeah, because in your research, you have found that they are still together.
Yeah. But hopefully he's clean, and this was just a pregnancy scare, this whole situation. Everything's all good. I will say the pictures that I have seen of him recently, he does look better than he did, like, especially in this scene. So maybe he's just got the flu or something.
I think it's going to be like he's got the flu, and I think it's a trick. Right. But like, I think we only have 2 episodes left, which would be the 22nd and the 29th, because this December 6th will be the start of the new season.
Is it the 6th or the 13th?
Oh, I don't know. So then we either have 2 or 3 episodes left, depending. Because maybe if it's the 13th, then I'm wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't given us the whole like only 2 more episodes left on After Lockup. They haven't done that.
Yeah, they haven't done that. Mm-mm.
So next time on, Kim asks Joey to take a drug test. It looks like he's like on the toilet, and she's like, "Will you take a drug test?" And he's like, "What?" Zaria and Troy seems like they're having a fight at the Project Heal Family Community Day.
Yeah.
And Karen says, in front of baby Troy, who's like 6 years old, says, well, she's a psychopathic bitch. Like, let's don't say that in front of a 6-year-old. Let's don't do that, Karen.
Yeah.
Rob calls his mom, and we see the scene that we've seen a couple of times with her just like, just screaming at him. And what's that woman's name? What's Rob's mother's name?
Kate.
Kate looks like she's heading off to the bake sale at the school, and then she
is a thug with the tiara.
She
a
sure
thug
is.
And she is.
She's a Martha Stewart looking thug is what she is.
Yes, she is.
And then Justine calls her mom to tell her mom Sherry about the baby. And I couldn't make out what she said. I rewound it. I put the closed captions on and I could not make out what she said.
She says, who nowadays has 9 kids?
Okay. Cause I heard her say who's something. And I was like, who?
Yeah. Who has 9 kids nowadays? And she's right. Like, who does that?
Unless you're like one of these trad wife TikTok influencers, like today I made my own chewing gum. Unless you're one of those people and you're just a millionaire to be able to do it.
Yeah. And most of the time they're like Mormons.
Yes, they're Mormons or they're like Plath family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Duggars, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, people just don't normally do that anymore.
No. And there's a reason because you used to have kids like that because you needed kids to work on your farm.
That's not the case anymore.
And that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you're Kim and Joey and you're going to buy a 2-lot home. It's sort of like they didn't even say like it's 2 lots. So actually you could buy it and then sell off one of the lots. That would be like, they didn't say any of that.
No, there's lots of questions. There's lots of questions over their whole scene.
Mm-hmm. It was like, this doesn't add up. This doesn't add up. So tomorrow I will have guys here. I'll have Before the 90 Days with Kimberly. And then at the middle of the week on Thursday, I will have Doug Buden on to talk Pop and Bravo. Doug Buden of Radio Andy. And then on Friday, there's a bonus episode out. It's with me and Matt Marr. And we covered the Martha Stewart documentary. So
now, what is that on?
That is on Netflix. It's a 2-hour documentary about Martha Stewart, and it is good. Okay. It's really good.
I'll have to put that on my list.
Speaking of a thug, Martha Stewart, I mean, she gives no shits.
None.
And she never says she's sorry, and she never says she's wrong. So
I can respect that.
I can too. I think it would be hard to live with somebody like that. But
what? That's why she lives alone.
Great point, Keisha. Great point. So that's what's going on. What are you talking about on the Libra Lounge?
We've got a new episode coming out Monday.
Today.
Confused because we record on and y'all know we got to talk about the whole Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight.
Yeah, that was sad.
Been rough around here. It's been a little rough.
I was watching the Martha Stewart thing on Netflix the same time that thing was on. So like right when I logged onto Netflix, it says, do you want to watch this? I was like, well, let me click it. I didn't know it was like free with Netflix. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I just, because normally you have to pay for whatever. I don't watch fights, but I clicked it and there were some other people fighting. And so I clicked it off and went to what I was watching. I told Dave about that later. He goes, that's called the pre-fight.
The pre-fight is something also is a card or some, I don't know.
It was some
free
word.
Cards or something. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I go, I don't know.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And Dave goes, yeah, they do. I go, so it's like a warm-up band. It's like a warm-up fight.
Basically,
he goes, yeah, it's like the opener. I was like, oh.
Okay. And in this case, the openers were better than the headliner.
That happens sometimes. One time we saw Zach Brown band open for Dave Matthews Band. And we came out because we'd seen Dave Matthews Band. We were like, we don't know who that was. Zach Brown Band. We love them.
Now look at them.
Look at them. We still love them.
Yeah.
That was a diversion into a music segment that we didn't mean to do. You guys, I'm going to see the movie Conclave today, so I'll give everybody a report when I record with Kimberly. And everybody, the Libra Lounge with Keisha is a great podcast. You should go over there. You should listen.
I think it is great.
I think it's great. So. You should follow her on Instagram. And you should give her a 5-star review.
I absolutely agree. And you should do the same for Pink Shade.
That's right. Do all these things for the podcast you love. Support your podcasters. Yes. That's a good way to do it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, you just can just not say anything at all.
You can keep it to yourself. You can send an email. You can send a DM, but just don't put it in the reviews.
We much prefer you DM us.
And tell us. Because then we can address it. Exactly. Then we can address it. I had somebody reach out to me about something this week, and I wrote her right back and said, thank you so much. Let me tell you how I will address it.
Yeah. It wasn't nothing bad about me, was it?
No, it had nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing to do with you. Everything to do with me.
Okay, great. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, everybody. And again, these episodes are almost always on our YouTube channel. You can go look that up at Pink Shade. And Keisha, I'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.